Last presentation of the day. The title of the last presentation is Synergizing Intangible Cultural Heritage for Creative Advertisement. Choongsub, Director of Brand Marketing Team at Korea Tourism Organization, will give the presentation. I know that you're extremely busy right now. You are, as introduced, the Director of Brand Marketing Team at KTO. And last year, he collaborated with Inarchi Band to plan a promotional video under the name Feel the Rhythm of Korean series for Korea. And this September, the sequel of the series was released, the Chosun Hip promotional video, and I know that it received a wave of response. So a big round of applause, please, for Mr.
Hello
Oh.
everyone. This is Choongsub from Korea Tourism Organization. Also, I was a member of the United Nations, like UNESCO, because I was transferred to United Nations World Tourism Organization from Korea Tourism Organization. I worked for 2 years, and then 2007, 2008. So I can speak a little bit Spanish. ¿Tienes hablar español? And I made the Feel the Rhythm of Korea promotional clips, videos, season 1 last year, and then this time I'm using hip hop and traditional Korean music, and then mixed one, and then it is known as the Modmax. But you can see it later. But actually, even though I was in the United Nations organization, but recently I work for some Japanese section, Spanish section, domestic section. So recently I never used the English so much. So let me introduce my presentation in Korean. But I'm also proud that my mother tongue is the same as BTS and Blackpink because they are so hot, and so I'm proud of their performance. And then I can so communicate with. I'm not the army, but I can communicate with BTS and then Blackpink well. I'm so proud of that. And then, but so it's a kind of intangible cultural heritage. Korean language is it. So that's why I'm now presenting in Korean, my presentation. But I'm preparing for almost 1 hour. If you go to restroom, just go now. I'm preparing for 1 hour, but unfortunately, I have 15 minutes. I'll give you my presentation for 15 minutes. Don't worry. Okay. Let me introduce. First of all, title. First page. 작년에 저희가 Feel the Rhythm of Season 1은
So last year, the Feel the Rhythm of Korea was well known for its title, The Tiger is Coming Down. And this was a combination of the ambiguous dance company, their contemporary dance, and the fusion music of Inarchi Band. So it was a type of mixed performance. So I think that is why it was invited here today. And season 2 was with hip hop artists, and we have added Korea's folk song to that. So you can see that there were many videos by KTO that crafted the two, and I think that is why it was here invited. With regard to the Feel the Rhythm of Korea, I'd like to take about 5 minutes to elaborate, and the following 10 minutes, I'll be going into the sequel of Feel the Rhythm of Korea. So next slide, please. Without COVID-19, I think I wouldn't have planned out this video. As you know, KTO has had collaborated with EXO, Yuna of Girls' Generation. So we mostly focused on the artists of the Korea wave. But with COVID-19, we had to change our strategy because ads or promotional videos that use Korean wave artists do receive a lot of response from fandoms, the fandoms of these groups or these bands, but cannot expand its horizon. So what we wanted to do against COVID-19 was to make some interesting videos with Inarchi band and also try to find a way to grab this with the Korean traditional music and folk songs to cater to the needs and demands of the MZ generation. If you look at Korean national music, if the MZ generations do not listen to that, then what would happen is they would just remain in the within the walls of the museums. In other words, it's basically non-existent. It may be like a mummy, or it's as I think it has to be in some other place where the heritage is just fixated for the visitors. But we thought that a combination of both the traditional and contemporary would be quite amusing and entertaining, and it was very successful. And we created 6 videos last year, 3 and 3. Originally, it was a 90-second video. However, this time we made 20 seconds, 6 videos of each, and please play the video for us.
Let's have fun. 이게 서울이고요. 서울 영상이고.
So that was for Seoul. Next is Jeonju. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, due to the BGM, we cannot hear the speaker.
It is Marine City, signature Marine City. It is famous for some film festival. 여기는 강릉입니다. 이 코리안
So this is Gangneung. It's a location that's used for many ads and promotional videos. And we also added an image of the curling station during the Pyeongchang Olympics. And this is Andong. Queen Elizabeth visited this tourist destination, and we wanted to show the mask dance of Andong.
여기는 목포인데요. 남쪽의 바다.
This is Mokpo. It's not a well-known destination, but it's very well known for its traditional assets as well as its cuisine culture.
예, 이제 필드 리듬 오브 플레이 시즌 1은 이렇게
So that's basically it for my presentation on the first version of Feel the Rhythm of Korea, the series. So let us now move on and to the next slide. We had a copy, a slogan for KTO, which was LCC. I worked for an ad agency, so I tend to use such terminology. So LCC, it also stands for low cost carrier, but L, I know that in 2700, the last citizen would be born in Korea. So what we wanted to do was, well, brand the locality. So first L stood for local, and C is collaboration. These days, we see collaboration amongst competitors. We've heard from NHB of Singapore. But what we're doing is also making some promotional videos with Singapore using the Merlin. And also with Pengsu, there's also this penguin character in Korea, so we're collaborating with them. So collaboration is the trend these days. So we were thinking about how we can utilize hip-hop music, so we decided to collaborate with a hip-hop label. And the last C of LCC is customer experience. In the past, we had customers log onto our website to have them and lead that interest into a purchase. So it was about converting their idea or their intent, and we tried to make them a member of the website, for instance, or subscribe. But we believe that everything can be our clients. YouTube, Facebook, everything is a customer at the end of the day. And our ad campaigns, if we go to a specific city, if we go to a top clothing store, it's about creating our promotional products and to collaborate with them to offer a better or an interesting customer experience. So feel the rhythm of Korea. Do you know Portland of the US? It's a lifestyle city. And also the headquarters of Kinfolk. Kinfolk moved on to Belgium. However, Portland is still very well known for its lifestyle. It has the headquarters of Nike as well as Adidas. Many artists all gathered together there. So what I wanted to do was to have these local cities just like Portland to turn that into a lifestyle city. If you look at Seosan and Suncheon, they do not have many assets, but I hope that they would resonate with the visitors, and we wanted to create a story that surrounds these local areas. So moving on to page 26. Season 2 had to do with, I mentioned customer experience, and I read more than 30,000 comments on the 6 YouTube videos. And I was able to seek a lot of insight from that, and which was that for the last version, we call that as Chosun's hip hop. However, if you look at K-pop, we also have hip hop. I mean, RM is also a hip hop rapper, and if you look at Big Bang, their rap artists also engage in hip hop, and Taeyang also was into hip hop. So we do have these rappers. So then what we wanted to do is add this contemporary rap to our video. And in season 1 of Feel the Rhythm of Korea, Spotify wanted us to publish the music onto their platform. So we thought that maybe we can publish season 2 as well. Because for those in the ad, for only Samsung or Hyundai and these big conglomerates, it's very difficult to publish their music. So we decided to maybe try this out as and make this into a music source. Stephen Barakat, do you know this person of Quebec, a very well-known pianist? He's from Quebec, a pianist, as well as a composer. And what he did was create scores on the fall of Quebec, the night of New York, and also many piano songs. It's called sonic branding, which associates that music with a certain location. So this is the title of the Feel the Rhythm of Korea Season 2. 6+2 songs. It was from 2 different labels, so we have a 6+2 album. And next, page 27, as mentioned, my topic was local branding. So in other words, I wanted to make that local city have a certain theme or resonate with the client, with the customers. But many people would think that this is just a music video and it does not really have any promotional content. But if you look at YouTube, there are more than 4 million hours that are posted on YouTube. And amongst this inundation of video, it needs to make sure that it resonates with the viewers. So you can see that we benchmarked Portland, Berlin, Austin, and Bajau. So I was in city marketing and as well as in convention business, so I was interested in these many cities. So moving on to page 28, we don't have a lot of time, so I've actually prepared 8 videos. Mud Max was the most popular, which actually had an association with Mad Max. And other videos you can go and watch for yourselves in the Imagine Korea account, but I wanted to show you 4 of the 8. And particularly, there are these 4 videos that had relevance with ICH, and I would like to give you some information as we watch the video. Well, the first video was on having rappers take part in this video. AOMG and Higher Music was a part of this video. And it started off with Korea's traditional music or Korean folk song. So we added this folk song element to this hip hop video. So first, let us see the traditional Gyeongju Andong video. It's just 90 seconds, and let me give you some more information as we play the video.
Is the real filter in Korea. It's from this music. 이거는 젊은 래퍼.
So this is by a young rapper, Woo. And it's featured by a practitioner of ICH.
제가 여기 갔었어요. 그 경주랑 안동에.
So I visited Gyeongju and Andong when this video was filmed.
외국분들이 되게 관심이 많으시더라고요.
And I knew that many foreigners were interested in this video. The costumes and the masks are also cultural heritage, or it can be a form of ICH as well in this video. You can see the lion mask dance.
경주는 아시다시피 신라 왕국의
As you know, Gyeongju was the capital of the Silla dynasty, so there are many cultural assets and many ICH as well as other cultural heritage that you can see here. What's interesting is that when we were filming this Gyeongju video, what happened was originally we had many options, and we contacted the Intangible Heritage Center to feature these elder practitioners to have them sing in the videos. So we contacted them. And when we promote Korea, if it only has tradition, it cannot be as interesting for the MC generation. As mentioned, we are a K-pop, a K-drama nation. We have Blackpink and we have BTS, and we really wanted to show the hip alleyways of Korea. So what we did was also create a video for Seoul that looked into the trendy city of Seoul using Saranga, a pansori song.
I remember like my first time. 잊지를 못해 우리 처음으로 만난 그날은 내게 마치 환상. 수많은 사람으로 가득했던 한강 and it was so beautiful just like your face.
여기 나오는 게 킹덤에 나오는 hat도 있고요. 그다음에 한복.
So you can see the top hats, the traditional top hats, and the hanbok, Korean attire, traditional attire. And you can see that it's been converted into a contemporary fashion. And as I've already mentioned, I wasn't trying to show the tourist destination per se. It was about the people, the artists, the alleyways, and the lifestyle of that local region. So it wasn't about showcasing that tourist destination. It was about showing the lifestyle of that city. 어렵게 찾은 너는 내 사랑이구나 이리 와서 업고 너자 함께 사랑갈 부르자 꼭 잡은 두 손에 너와 나의 true romance 흩어져 있어도 같은 마음 Soul is the name so it lives in my heart yeah 꼭 잡은 두 손에 너와 나의 true romance 흩어져 있어도 같은 마음 Soul is the name so it lives in my heart yeah C-L-O-V-E come right with me on my city love yeah C-L-O-V-E come right with me
그리고 넥스트는 이번에 보실 영상은
And moving on to the next video is for Seosan.
조지 밀러 감독의 매드맥스.
Do you know Mad Max? The movie?
Mad Max? 예, 이 매드맥스 영화를 패러디한.
So this was a parody of Mad Max. In Seosan, there are many mud flats. So what we wanted to do was make this into a meme of the mud flats. So this was well, immensely popular, and I became basically a celebrity because of this video, because I've been requested for so many videos.
I respect George Miller, director George Miller. That's why. 한번 보시면 다 현지 주민이 한.
So if you look at this, it was all by local residents. Well, starting from, well, other than the tractor, the person that ran the tractor, everything was by local residents. It was a rainy day where they got all wet, and well, I went there early in August. It was a Sunday. I went there. It was very interesting. So why don't you enjoy this video? Can you bring up the volume, please?
Let's move your body. Into your body. Your living. Would you try? 이 영상이 이 머드맥스 영상이 최근에
this Mud Max video,
방탄소년단이 만든 거랑 동급이 됐어요.
if you look at the number of views, it was at par with BTS. So that's why there was a major press coverage on this video. And this flat was joined by 30 tractors and 80 local residents. So only the first tractor was run by an actor, and the rest was by local residents.
저도 해외 근무했지만
so I mean, I loved the Tokyo Basin, the Mediterranean, but I want to mention that Seosan has one of the 5 biggest mud flats, and I believe that this may be a tangible heritage, but in the process of industrialization, it's true that it was full of biodiversity, but due to land reclamation, many of them are disappearing. But I think that this video has actually attracted interest of the MZ generation. Many of our speakers talked about how we can safeguard, how we can transmit to the MZ generation. But for that to be possible is that first it has to be fun, and it has to make MZ generation enjoy the contents. So you all know the Squid Game on Netflix. For me, in my generation, and those in their 40s and 50s, they know Squid Game, but the MZ generation do not know what Squid Game is all about. But for our generation, for my generation, we know the Squid Game because we actually did that games. We played those games with our friends.
We are Squid Game. But MZ generation didn't know the Squid Game. 그래서 점점 이런 intangible.
Therefore, in order to have MZ's interest in ICH, it has to be fun, it has to be light, it has to be enjoyable. And if we repeat this, well, the game in itself is not as interesting now for us, but for MZ, for the MZ generation, for them it's new. It may be retro, but it's quite new retro. And I think that ICH is all about making sure that we increase the exposure to have the MZ be acquainted with this as much as possible and as often as possible. So I show you 3 videos, and the last is the Suncheon video. Suncheon is very well known for its flats as well, for its wetlands. And so let us now watch Suncheon video.
여기 계신 분들은 everyone is real people except 100 birthday people. Everyone is real people who live in Choongsub. They are real Korea traditional provincial lifestyle. They are almost 70s, 80s in there. But the singer is their grandson. Senior high school, 15 or 17 or something. Right there, we call it Isung, is just senior high school, almost grandson. That's why it's very hip, very marvelous, fantastic. The music is some hip. The motion is not that hip. Okay, I am now closing my speech because maybe time is up, and then filtering for season 2 I am finishing next year. I'm not sure whether I am in charge of that season 3 or not. And then anyway, intangible cultural heritage should be fun, should be easy, should be enjoyable for MZ generation. If it is just tradition, it should be go to museum or Altamira or Shobe. So that's why I'm making my last comment. Enjoy, real, feel the rhythm of Korea next year after COVID-19 is over. Thank you very much. This is Joseph from Korea Student Organization. Thank you.